Welcome, I'm Jeff from Ayelet Tours, and since our founding in 1986, we have always written the same 4 words at the end of every touring program: the memories last forever. And a big part of what makes that true are the dynamic people that we introduce our travelers to all over the world. And I'm very lucky to be joined by one of those people today from Krakow, Poland, the executive director of the Krakow JCC, Jonathan Ornstein. Jonathan, you've always been so gracious in welcoming our guests in Krakow, and thank you for taking some time to talk to me today.
It's an honor to talk to you, and I'm a big fan of Ayelet. We have great cooperation with you guys for years, and it's despite the distance, it's nice that we're able to connect this way.
So my first question to you, when people come to visit you in Krakow, I imagine they're coming in with preconceived notions of what it is to live a Jewish life in Poland today. What are some of those preconceived notions, and how do you address them when people come to visit?
I mean, first, I think what's interesting is when people get off the plane, they're surprised that the country is things are in color. They expect everything to be black and white, like photographs from before the war. But really, it's a lot of questions about anti-Semitism. And we try to show people that, yes, of course, there is anti-Semitism in Poland as there is everywhere, but it's not really a main problem for us these days. We're trying to build community, and that we're only able to do what we're doing because of Jews and non-Jews working together. So we don't really feel that anti-Semitism is one of the main issues for us these days in Poland. There are other problems dealing with demographics and dealing with the history and things, but really we don't feel under this sort of main threat of anti-Semitism. And that's, I think, the most important thing for us to convey, first of all, to people who come seeing Poland through the prism of anti-Semitism and the Holocaust.
And when somebody, when things return to normal and people are coming to visit you again, what could somebody participating in a visit to the Krakow JCC expect to see and experience?
Well, we want to show people the entirety of our community, so it depends on how much time we have. You guys at Ayelet send us a lot of tours, and we always sure to work with you to cater the tour exactly to how much time there is, what the interests are of your group. Yeah, we can do. I like to make sure that people are see sort of a cross section of the community. So a typical meeting might be hearing an overview from me, meeting a Jewish student who grew up without knowing they were Jewish and found out along the way, meeting with a non-Jewish volunteer to try to understand what makes non-Jews today in Poland so eager to help rebuild Jewish life, meeting with a Holocaust survivor. We have 50 Holocaust survivors that we're taking care of at the JCC. So very often we'll arrange part of the meeting with the group will be hearing from a Holocaust survivor. We also have cooking workshops and things. You could do activities with our students, with our Hillel students, with the survivors. So we have a choir that people can join in and sing with the choir. So there's really, although we're a community center, we're a very outward facing institution. We just today, which is very good news, reopened our preschool. So it's been closed for 2.5 months. It's the first, it's great. It's a good day. So it's the first Jewish preschool to open in Krakow since the Holocaust, first community preschool of its kind. So that for a long, long time. So that's very exciting for us, reopened today. A big focus for us, though, has been trying to continue taking care of our survivors. They're not on Zoom. They're not really computer savvy. They have certain needs that we were helping them with, both social needs and also direct welfare needs to some degree. So we're doing food deliveries to the seniors, bringing them their medicine. We make sure that all of our Holocaust survivors and seniors get a phone call at least every second day. So we're making sure to stay in good touch with them, because obviously isolation is a really difficult part, especially for older people these days. Absolutely.
So it's nice to know that you're still able to do certain things to stay in touch and support that part of the community.
Absolutely, absolutely.
One of the things you've become known for over the last few years is the Ride for the Living. Can you tell me a little bit about it and what your plans are for this year, given the situation?
Ride for the Living has become really one of our signature events. Of course, we were very happy to have Ayelet as a strong partner and sponsor of Ride for the Living. Ride for the Living is a 60-mile bike ride from Auschwitz to JCC Krakow. that we do every year at the end of June, beginning of July, during the Jewish Culture Festival in Krakow, which is the world's largest Jewish culture festival. And the ride really is tracing the path of a community. Our community has gone from the darkness of the Holocaust to the light and better days of the present and future. And we are able to do that on a bicycle ride. So people get up early in the morning. We had about 250 people last year. And everyone rides together with Holocaust survivors, Nobel Prize winners. We had Greg LeMond, the three-time Tour de France winner, ambassadors, the chief rabbi. We get people from a dozen countries or so.
And Daron from Ayelet Tours as well.
And Daron from Ayelet Tours leading the way. Greg LeMond was like, listen, who's this guy? So all I do is I'm watching this guy from the back. It was Daron from Ayelet Tours, winning Ride for the Living, although It's not a race.
Right.
So yeah, so it's a one-day ride, and what's really cool, we always do it on a Friday and finish up and then have a big Shabbat dinner after. And last year, the Shabbat dinner after the bicycle ride was 750 people. But the ride is really just an amazing way to be able to show that Jewish life didn't end in Poland with the Holocaust, and not only to show it, but to be able to participate in a fundraiser and raise money for the community, but also trace the path yourself that the community has gone, which if you think about it, in some ways really always the path of the Jewish people. We're always going from this sort of darker past to a brighter future.
Beautiful. And that's a great segue into now in this time where people are not necessarily coming to visit you in the numbers that they were before, or not even able to do so. Are there ways that people can continue to support you at this time?
Absolutely. So one of the things we're doing, we're very excited. In the next couple of days, we are going to roll out a virtual Ride for the Living. So because people aren't traveling and people can't come to Poland, we're going to have it's all going to move online. So people will have like a month to do, starting on June 3rd until July 5th. So a little more than a month. June 3rd is actually International Bicycle Day. So we thought it was a good day to roll it out, and people can have fitness goals. We generally saying, go walk 60 miles, run 60 miles, ride 60 miles. You can do it over a month, a week, a day, 60 miles every day, whatever you want, but somehow engage with this distance from Auschwitz to the JCC. And if you want to get your friends involved, get more people to do it. And if you can raise some money doing it, also great. If you don't want to raise money, just get involved. We want to teach people, about our message of hope and life after the Holocaust. And also with all this quarantine going on, it's good for people to move a little bit and get in shape. So we feel that it's a win-win for everybody.
We'll start to wrap this up, but if there's one message that you want to send across to people watching, one thing for them to walk away from this interview and remember, what would that be? Once
the world comes back to normal and we can travel again, then come to Poland. Many people say that you come saying Kaddish and you leave saying Shehechianu. So it's really a miraculous journey that everybody should take. And you come not only to see the death and destruction, you come to see the beauty of life being reborn.
Jonathan, it has been a pleasure to work with you and partner with you over all of these years, and we look forward to continuing to do so for a really long time to come. Thank you.
As do I. Thank you.